how's it going? Welcome back to Man Views. As always, I'll wait to the very end to share my thoughts and comments. Enjoy the video.
James and Pinkston. If I can get you to both of you to unmute yourselves and turn your cameras on, thank you. Let me get both of you to raise your right hands for me, please. Swear to tell the truth, whole truth, nothing but the truth.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
All right, you may proceed, Mr. Tatum.
Yes, Your Honor. The state is requesting that the court take note that both parties did appear before the court today and requesting to read into the record what has been agreed to by the parties.
All right.
Your Honor, this is a partial agreement. The state is reading into the record what has been agreed to. The parties agreed to be named as joint managing conservators with the custodial parent to designate the primary residence within Dallas and the surrounding counties. The parties agreed to a standard possession order. The parties agreed that the child or children are currently receiving state medical for the father to pay medical support in the amount of $154 per month to begin on April 1st, 2025. There's been no request for retroactive child support or medical support. There's been no issues relating to family violence, and there's no request for a non-disclosure. That is the extent of the agreement. So at this time, Your Honor, the state would like to call Ms. Pinkston. Ms. Pinkston, state your name for the record.
Meredith Pinkston.
And Ms. Pinkston, did you hear what I read into the record as it relates to this case?
Yes, sir.
And are you in agreement with those terms provided to the court today?
Yes, sir.
As it relates to the non-custodial parent, is it your understanding that he's currently employed?
Yes, he is employed as a cameraman and I believe as an Uber driver.
Thank you. The state has used the non-custodial parent's reported income for the calculation of support today with a gross monthly income of $3,425.04 and requesting that the father pays guideline child support in the amount of $484. Are you in agreement to that?
I'm not here for any financial. I don't think that I need that. I guess I'm going to leave that up to the court.
All right. And Ms. Pinkston, are you and the other parties to this case currently married?
We are not.
Are you and the other parties to this case currently living together?
We are not.
And do you believe that the father not providing any support for your child or for the child here between you and the father would be in the child's best interest?
I'm sorry, could you repeat that?
Yes. Do you believe that it would be in the child's best interest that the father does not provide financial support for the child?
I guess no.
All right. All right, nothing further from this party, Your Honor. At this time, Your Honor, the state would like to call the father here in this matter. Sir, can I get you to state your name for the record?
Unmute yourself, Mr. James. Okay.
Jack James.
And Mr. James, you are the father of the child here in this matter, is that correct?
Yes.
And sir, did you hear what I read into the record that was agreed to by the parties?
Yes. I
And
heard
are
what you said.
and are you in agreement with only those terms, sir?
The agreement that I have with the mother is that
Mr. James, and the question that was asked is, are you in agreement with those terms?
I'm not sure exactly what so she said no on the terms. I'm kind of confused is the thing.
Mr. James,
So
I previously read into the record things that were agreed to by the parties, which included the parties being named as joint managing conservators, standard visitation, the child is receiving state medical, you are to pay $154 for medical support with no retroactive support, no family violence, and non-disclosure. You previously stated that you heard those. My question for you at this time is, are you still in agreement with those terms to be part of the order today?
I've never agreed to those terms. No, I'm not.
So there has been family violence, sir?
No.
Okay, so you do agree to that, correct?
I agree that there has not been any family violence. Yes.
Okay, sir, do you agree that you should not pay child support from the past?
Yes.
Do you agree that your child is currently receiving state medical?
Yes, he is.
And are you in agreement to paying $154 for the medical support?
No.
All right, can you explain to the court why you don't agree to pay $154 and that your child is receiving state medical?
I don't I mean, I don't understand what the $150 is for. We've been doing this for over 6 years, and
So you've been getting free insurance for 6 years? Is that what you're stating, sir?
sorry, what was that?
You stated that you've been doing this for 6 years. What have you been doing for 6 years? Getting free insurance? What is it that you've been doing, sir?
The
We're speaking
agreement,
about insurance.
haven't signed up for the insurance.
Okay. Your child is receiving insurance through the
You
state.
keep
Who do you
breaking
think?
out. What was the last part?
Your child is receiving insurance through the state, sir. Who do you believe should pay for that?
We should split it 50-50.
Okay. And as it relates to the visitation, do you agree for you to have a standard possession order?
What does that mean?
That you will have at minimum visitation with the child on the first, third, and fifth weekends of each month?
No.
Okay. And what schedule do you want, sir?
We've already, me and her have already talked. I will have him. I take care of him half the time. The schedule is going to be when I have work, then he goes to her house, and when I don't have work, he comes with me.
All right, sir. As it relates to the conservatorship, are you in agreement for you and the mother to make decisions that are in your child's best interest together?
Yes.
All right. So as it relates to the contested issue, sir, you are currently employed, is that correct?
Yes.
And the state has used your reported income and requesting, sir, that you pay child support in the amount of $484 per month. Are you in agreement to that?
No.
And could you explain to the court why you don't agree to pay child support based off of your income?
Because I take care of him 50% of the time, and so does she, and we've already agreed on that, me and her.
Okay. So who does the child primarily reside with, sir?
It's 50%, so half and half.
So what days does the child live with you?
So it was every other week. I would have a Monday to Monday. And just yesterday, we agreed on that I would have him on my days off and she would have him when I work.
All right. So again, sir, with the schedule that you're speaking of, what days would the child be living with you?
My schedule is fluctuates. I don't work Monday through Friday. I'm a freelance contractor. So some days I'm off all week. Some days I'm working for 2 weeks.
All right,
So
sir.
it's just something I would have to communicate with her.
How old is the child, sir?
9.
And sir, can you explain to the court how is it that the child is going to be able to be moved within 2 homes, sometimes multiple times throughout the week, and still go to school daily?
Explain to them how it's going to work.
All right. Do you have any additional information you'd like to offer to the court at this time, sir?
No.
All right. Nothing further from this party, Your Honor.
All right. Ms. Pinkston, how often do you have the child?
Typically prior to Christmas, we were doing a 50-50 schedule. After Christmas time, some of the communication was falling through. So I have had him a majority of the last 3 months. I have notated the dates, so I have everything for the last 90 days or more where our schedule has been primarily with me.
Okay. All right.
I also, if Your Honor, if I may, I did one thing. We were trying to get the passport for our son. I have to have his signature, so I just want to make sure that we're under agreement. I'm not trying to take him anywhere without his consent, but we have had trouble getting in the same office at the same time for a physical signature. So I just want to make sure that there will be agreement that we can get that done and notarized with ease for both of us.
And Your Honor, just for clarity, as it relates to the passport issue, I don't think that was specifically pled for, so I don't know if that would be proper to have a ruling on that today.
Fair enough.
All right. Mr. James.
Yes, sir.
Why do you think you say that it's a 50-50 between you and Miss Pinkston on the care of the child, but for the last 3 months, that hasn't been the case? You anticipate that being the case in the future? Is that what you're saying?
Yes, that has been the case for the past 6-7 years. I was supposed to have him, but she took him. She took him from my mom's house where my mom and my brother were babysitting him while I worked, and that wasn't the plan. She kind of went over my head and just went and got him. I want him half the time. Like that's what the plan was. The reason why she has had him the past 2 or 3 months more is because she physically took him, and like that wasn't the plan. We never had talked about that or anything.
And you say this child is 9?
Yes,
What grade is the child in, Mr. James?
he's at 3-4 right now. He does. He's third grade, but he does fourth grade work in some of his classes.
And how far apart do you and Miss Pinkston live?
About 10-minute drive, 10-15
Okay.
minutes. And I
So
drive because she can't.
what do you mean she can't?
She is not able to drive a car due to medical reasons. So I drive, I bring them over, I pick them up from there. Whenever she needs me to take them, when it's her day, I take them.
Miss Pinkston, you can't drive?
So I've not been driving for the last 5 years. I'm fully able. I have a registered valid driver's license. I can drive. I've been lucky enough to be able to get Holden to school without any trouble. The school bus comes right up to my house, drops him off right up at my house, and I work 3 minutes up the street. So travel is really not an issue.
Okay.
He
I
does drop him
understand.
off. It's those days, but yeah, no, sir. I'm fully capable. I just don't have the need right now.
You just don't have the need to drive at this point.
I've been lucky. So I have a little electric scooter and I'm able to get everywhere I need to go.
Okay. All right. Mr. James, child support is based on income. There are no other factors taken into consideration. Uh, I'm. It's difficult for me to make the half and half thing because I don't really believe in that. I believe children need to have a permanent place and not be shuttered back and forth. So I'm going to find that you should pay child support in the amount of $484 per month beginning on uh, April 1st, 2025. That you should pay cash medical of $154 per month beginning on the same date. Find that you should have standard visitation and that the parties are going to be joint managing conservators. Either one of you have any questions for me?
Yes, sir. She wasn't in agreement to that? So does that not matter?
Hold on, Ms. Pinkston, did you not want to receive child support?
Not necessarily. I want him to have a good situation. So when he does go over to his dad's house, they're doing great. They're eating good, fat and happy and not struggling. I
want them
really don't
fat
want
and
him to struggle in any sort
I
of
want
way.
them fat and happy too, but the family code requires that both parents pay or take care of the child. So it's either yes or no. Do you want the 484 a month or not?
We
No, I do.
both do.
Mr. James, what'd you say, Ms. Pinkston?
I said, no, I do not.
Okay, so you don't want any child support.
No, sir. I'm just here for the best interest of Holden.
All right. Then I'm going to find child support in the amount of $0.
Thank you, sir.
All right, Mr. Tatum is going to email both of you a copy of this order. Either one of you have any additional questions?
I do have one, Your Honor. I did mention the passport. Does this ruling at all change the need for his signature?
No, he still has to be a part of that. He has to sign off on that order.
Perfect. Thank you for the clarification. And I have no further questions.
Mr. James, you had something you wanted to say? Unmute yourself.
I've already signed the paper that she sent me, and I'm kind of just waiting on her. I'm not sure why she's saying I haven't signed the paper. I've signed the paper for the passport.
You've signed it and sent it back to her, correct?
Yes.
All right. I appreciate y'all's time today. Mr. Tatum's going to email y'all an order. You can press leave and you're free to go.
All right, so the video ended. Okay, quick comments. Number one, aside from the mother denying him 3 months of time sharing, it's like I said, it's very the norm that mothers unfortunately be doing that to fathers. But I will give her credit and props for saying no, she does not want child support. Now, in regarding to child support, this is why I would say that it is a business, a fraud, a scam, right? A billion-dollar company, a billion-dollar business. Notice how the mother stated multiple times to both the judge and the state that no, she does not want child support. She believed that the child should be able to be in the father's home and be comfortable, because if he have to pay money and to her and have money for his household, it's gonna hurt the child, and the father. So I give props for saying no. But notice how even though she said no, they still kept trying to force her in a way to say yes, accept the child support. Because if y'all don't know, the state get a chunk of that, the judge get a chunk of that, so the court itself get a chunk of that whenever child support is established. So that's why they always pushing it, because they know they gonna get some kind of change off that. So props to the mom for doing that. I respect that. But notice also how the state when and the judge too, when they talking to the mother, it's all smiley, giggly, calm voice, laughing and whatnot. But then when they turn their head towards the father, it's very blunt, a little bit aggressive, especially that the guy, the Tatum guy, him right here. You could tell he have a little very slick, rude tone when speaking to the father. Even with the judge too, right? They just very too firm with the father, but yet with the mother, they just very, nonchalant and just giggly, right? But overall, these are my comments. It's very disgusting. I think child support it does more harm than good to the child. Like I said, man, it's a scam. It's a fraud. It's not needed. Child support destroys family. It doesn't really build family. But these are my thoughts and comments. Listen, as always, comment on the video, share your thoughts, like the video, share the video. As always, subscribe. See y'all next time. Peace.